Hello YouTube, insanj here. It's been a while since I've sat down and did some quality app reviews, especially ones on my Mac. I've been throwing a couple here and there, but I've never actually been able to tell you what I think are some of the best applications out there for your computer or one of your devices. So today, as you could have guessed, I'm going to be doing a What's in My Dock episode. I did my last one probably like a year ago, and it's about time that I showed you what's going on right now. Now, my dock is kind of cluttered with a lot of different applications mixed in, but most of them can accomplish the same thing. They're just different ways of getting around to it. The first application comes pre-installed and should always be open on your Mac computer. It's Finder. This, if you don't already know, is the directory viewer, or just it's the way that you browse your computer and can do simple tasks like copy, paste, drag, drop, and all that good stuff. The App Store, the Mac App Store, has a ton of cool apps. Most of them are kind of high-end, and they can be unnecessarily expensive. So I use this when I want to get the cleanest, easiest way to do things. Not always the best way, though. System preferences, this again comes on your dock and should always be there on your computer. It just lets you modify some simple settings on your computer. iChat for instant messaging. This is pretty supreme in terms of Mac instant messaging. I used to have Adium there, maybe even the normal AIM client. iChat I just keep there because I never have to install things when I format my hard drive, and it's pretty simple. You just click it and it opens right up. Preview is perfect for opening pictures or taking screenshot grabs of certain areas, or even your entire screen at a timer. It's very simple and again comes pre-installed on your Mac. Something like this you can space and hit with Finder. I can double click it then and it'll open up in preview, and I can zoom in, zoom out. I can even do cool things like rotate it with my trackpad. Alright, now down here is Decompose. This is a certain type of photo editor. I haven't actually used this very often, but I might do a review of this later if it turns out to be quite superb. But I was looking a lot around for simple paint-like photo editors on Macs. VLC is by far the best video player out there for almost any system. If you ever have a file extension that you don't know what it is, but you know it's a video, double click it or open it with VLC. It should play like a dream. It also lets you put the volume up way high, and it lets you easily scrobble through the video. iTunes, again, a Mac app primarily that lets you organize all your music. It's great, but there isn't much else to say about it. Etsy. It's a tiny, beautiful Twitter application. You click it, it stays in the background. New tweets, direct messages, replies can show up in Growl, which is a notification system for your Mac. It's beautiful, and it's just so small that it keeps it out of your way. Mail, of course, another Mac app. It just stores all your mail on your hard drive in a very low format, so you're able to view it offline or online once it refreshes every once in a while. It's pretty perfect, especially if you have multiple accounts. In fact, I've been running my Minecraft at insanj.com account, which accepts whitelist requests. uTorrent, or microtorrent, that's what that icon means, is the tiniest, well, probably not the tiniest at this rate. They kind of expanded the GUI, but it's one of the most streamlined, quick torrent downloaders out there, or at least one for Mac. I know there are a couple competitors on Windows, but this is definitely the best torrent downloading program that I know. Torrents, if you don't already know, are peer-to-peer or P2P file transferring programs. You compile a torrent, you release it online, people download it and open it with a program like uTorrent, and then it'll directly transfer the file from your computer or a server onto them. You need seeders and leechers. Seeders are people who have the file and are uploading it, and leechers are people that download it and keep it active. So it's a pretty beautiful thing. It's mostly known for piracy, if you're wondering. Keynote is a Mac app that you need to get with iWork. It is pretty much the perfect version of Microsoft PowerPoint. Everything's organized and beautiful. You can even export it to PDFs or PowerPoint or anything you really want in case you want compatibility as well. Text edit, you gotta have it in your dock. The simplest text editor out there. You open it and you get something right there. That's a chemical formula, in case you were wondering. Moving on. Eclipse is probably up there in the top Mac IDEs, or you could just call them program makers or program editors. I use this in my How to Make a Java Program video. You just open it up and you can load up workspaces or projects or classes or interfaces. You're able to just load up everything, create things from simple menus, simple files, simple drop-downs. Everything is pretty simple if you get the hang of it. It is complicated at first, though, I should mention. Dreamweaver, it is a great Adobe program to make web pages. I haven't used this since I first started my website because sometimes it can get pretty complicated if you don't already know how to use it, word by word. But it's a good way to make a website offline because when you type in code, it shows what the code will actually look like when you upload it or open it up in a web browser on the right hand of your screen. Idle is a Python. It's kind of like Eclipse. It's kind of like where you can make a program, except it's also where you run it. I'll just show you really fast. Python is a really interesting programming language in that one of its main concepts is that instead of making you write a program and then run it, you can also define it live. I'm not sure if any other program does that. So I could do like def add first, second, colon, and then I could do print first plus second, and then I could do add 1, 2, prints out 3. So that is a really cool thing. Python's cool. I'm working on learning it. Of course, I am still a Java, person as far as that goes. Text Wrangler is a fantastic, it's a word processor, and also it highlights syntax errors or things like that when you code in any programming language that it supports. It supports a wide variety of them, so that's very useful for a lot of different reasons. The next the next app Byword I actually didn't the next app Byword I actually did an entire The next application, Byword, I actually did an entire video on, so you should check that out on my channel. But brief description, the simplest text editor out there on the Mac, I guess. Microsoft Word, again, you gotta have it if you are you gonna... Microsoft Word, again... Microsoft Word, you just gotta have it if you want compatibility. Microsoft Word obviously is an app pure about compatibility right now because every Mac computer comes with it. Microsoft Word is, of course, an app that's pure about compatibility with me for right now. If you want to have a Windows computer be able to open up a file the same way you want it on a Mac, you got to have Microsoft Word. Pages for Mac, that's good, but if I'm going to use a word processor, I'm going to either use Byword, Microsoft Word for right now. It also has a couple cool features thrown there and a lot of fonts that you can choose from that it comes with. So, a big fan of that, I guess. Adobe Photoshop, probably, I guess, the best photo editor out there. It is paid, but I guess it's pretty much worth it since you have all the stuff at your fingertips, and you can also get Dreamweaver and whatnot with it as well. Wunderlist is a cool application. I did another video on this. It's like a to-do list, but in a beautiful format. It's a good way of organizing your day. Final Cut Pro is my favorite video editor out there. I'm using ScreenFlow right now, which is down a little couple, but that's another contestant on video editing. But that's for screen grabbing. Final Cut Pro is for everything you can imagine. Audacity, I recently added this. I always forget to add it when I format my computer, but it always gets back there. It is simple, it's pretty clean. It's an audio editor that allows you to export in a lot of different formats and do a lot of cool effects to it. It's mostly if you want to make ringtones or do really cool things with like the volume or the bass or things like that, that sometimes, other things like iTunes can't convert it to or mess with. Terminal, of course, you got to have this in your app. If you know anything about Terminal, it's a perfect way to do anything without Finder. Terminal, you can just say that is what a computer was before it had anything, before it was anything beyond a command line. It's a fantastic way to get things done, and I use it in a lot of videos with modding and whatnot. FileZilla, I added this recently. It's an FTP client for your Mac. It lets you FTP into different databases. I use this on my Minecraft server now to install plugins because the current layout is pretty bad. Adobe After Effects, I have yet to master this or get even close, but I hear it's a fantastic way to edit videos. It's more on the side of generating effects or putting post-production on, whereas Final Cut Pro is more about the whole business. You record it, you put it in there, you edit it, you export it. This is after all of that. Skype is a pretty good application. I haven't used it that much since my last Minecraft server hit the tank, but it's a great way to have text or audio or video communications with anyone worldwide. ScreenFlow I already talked about. It's a great screen capturing program. It's a lot of money. I wouldn't say it's worth the money, but it's perfect for what I use it for, which is just screen recording. I use this to record Minecraft, and I hear that some computers can't handle it that well, but it works just fine for me. Firefox, Chrome, and Safari are my three browsers of choice right now. I use Chrome primarily because it's fast, and it does everything I ever want it to. I use Firefox secondarily, I guess that's a word, because it is a little bit slower when you want to get things done or even just open it up. But it has even more compatibility, even more things you can do with it. It's beautiful. And if you're into Macs or finding the best way to do things on any computer, really, Firefox is a good match for you. But a lot of times I just want to open things up and get right to it. I don't want to mess with other stuff. In Safari, I also have to have this in here just because it is probably the third in all that stuff. I mean, it's pretty fast and it has a lot of cool things you can do with it, and it has a really clean interface. But besides that, whatever. StarCraft 2 and World of Warcraft are two Blizzard-made games. They're pretty famous and infamous at the same time. This one is a real-time strategy game where you play, you could say, as God, and you control groups of people to go places. That's probably the simplest, most crude description, but you have to research it on your own and figure out what it's about. World of Warcraft is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. You are in first person or in third person, and you walk around, you do quests, you do cool things. You gotta look that up too. Portal in Steam. Steam is Valve's application repository. You download games or applications from that onto your computer. You can do that on the PlayStation 3, on your Windows computer, or on your Mac. And it's pretty snazzy if you want to get any app and you don't want to actually buy it out there. I'm sure this is going to get huge with a lot more of the popular audience once Steam is a fantastic application. It is Valve's repository for games and applications and things like that. It's perfect because you can use it on your Windows or Mac, or I think you can do some cool stuff with your PS3 with it as well. It just lets you transfer games or download them or buy them or do whatever you really want online. It's kind of like when you download a video game instead of going out to the store and buying it, kind of like how you can rent DVDs on Netflix now. You just stream them. Same sort of concept, but you have to download them. Portal, fantastic video game. That's all you really need to know. You shoot portals, and when you jump through one, you come out the other, and momentum and all that are sustained through it. Visual Hub, I'm pretty sure it's been discontinued or something like that, but it's a great video converter. I use MPEG Streamclip most of the time, but Visual Hub handles everything else I'd ever want to do. Inside is a Minecraft inventory editor. Minecraft is a fantastic sandbox game. My entire YouTube past half year has been about it, so just go onto the server and I'll explain anything to you about it specifically. Otherwise, just leave in the comments. Calibre is perfect for my Nook. It lets me convert ebooks, make ebooks, do whatever I want involving ebooks in Nook preferences. Mac family tree. I had to make a family tree for my mother and my father's side recently, and this was a pretty good. It's expensive, and I don't really understand why they price it so much, but it did the job. And even though it was pretty stupid the way it ran things, it definitely made everything look beautiful in the end. Keka, I don't really use it anymore, but it's a compression tool, so you can compress files into more than .zip. You can convert it into 7 tar, I believe it is. No, it's 7. I forget what it is, but there are a lot of different awesome ways you can convert files that make it much smaller or much larger and easier to export or easier to unzip or stuff like that. You have to know a lot about compression in order to get what I'm talking about. Last.fm or just Last.fm is kind of like Pandora before Pandora. It's just a way of listening to music, and it compares what you listen to what they think you would like, and then it plays that after it, I guess. Yeah, pretty much it. The application opens in the background whenever you open iTunes, so that it'll always be scrobbling. Buka, I did an app review on this. This is a way to kill time. It's an awesome video game, and that's all there is to it. typist. I've been trying to learn the Dvorak keyboard layout. If you don't know what Dvorak is, think about your current keyboard layout. It's probably QWERTY. That was invented, in short, because people didn't want typewriters jamming, so they just threw the keys onto the typewriter in a random pattern mostly, so that people wouldn't be able to type as fast as they could, so they wouldn't jam it. Dvorak, on the other hand, is years and years and years of studying and placement in order to make it so you can type as fast as possible. And you can learn it in a third of the time. So I've been trying to learn it. Of course, I still type QWERTY because it's annoying to have to make that transition with your everyday life. Mac Vim, it's kind of like using Terminal for text editing. It's a text editor, if you didn't get that. It just looks nice, and you have to use terminal commands sometimes in order to access certain things. Oh, that just disappeared. And that's pretty much it. I have a lot of other applications if you want to get a little glimpse. I have a big array. I always am downloading new things, and since Macs are mostly not known for getting viruses and whatnot, there isn't much you have to worry about when you do this. But it's great. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it wasn't too long. I tried coming up with some good ideas, and I have a ton on deck. So tomorrow and the next day you can expect some great videos. I will be taking down my giveaway video since a lot of people are confused about it. You can check out my second channel for more info about that. But it's been a rocky road. I'm going to re-upload it. I'm still giving away the same stuff. You're just going to have to re-enter since some things just went out of control. Also, click the links in the description for a lot more cool stuff, or head to minecraft.insanj.com to log into the Minecraft server today by shooting me a quick email, but the instructions are there. So, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this video. I sure enjoyed giving it to you guys.